This is the plaintiff, Selena Garrett. She says she and the defendant were close friends, very close, so she thought she could trust him. Well, that was a big mistake, because when she loaned him her car, he got 10 tickets, didn't tell her about them, and the cops snatched her car off the street and impounded it. She couldn't afford to get it out. They sold it at auction, and the scoundrel defendant owes her $4,536.94 for all she's now out. This is the defendant, Chris. He says it's a real shock his good friend is suing him here today and making up all these lies about him. He was very appreciative of her letting him borrow the car to get to and from work in his time of need. But there's no way he owes her all this money. He looks forward to telling the judge his side of the facts in this case and ending this messy, dramatic, attention-seeking relationship with the plaintiff. He's accused of not fessing up.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket, these litigants once were tight, but she loaned him her car and he racked up a bunch of tickets and the car got impounded. The defendant says she was nice to loan the car to him, but now all she's doing is grasping for attention. It's the case of, you got a ticket and I can't ride.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Selena Garrett, you're suing Chris, your former friend that you've known since your junior year of high school, for $4,536.94 that you say you're out as a result of a kindness that you showed him. Tell me what happened.
So basically, around September 2016, I let him use my car.
Why?
Because he didn't have a car. I felt bad for him. He had to take the bus.
So you loaned your car under your name so he wouldn't have to take the bus? Why?
Because I felt bad for him, and he was struggling, Your
Did you
Honor.
have two cars?
Yes, I had two cars.
How old are you?
I'm 20 years old.
20 years old. And this car was a what?
This is a Ford Mustang, 1999.
And who was maintaining the insurance on this Ford Mustang?
Like, I was asking him basically to give the car back to me so I could go, like, you know.
Oh, so no
put it
one
under
had
my name
insurance.
and stuff.
Okay. So let's think this through. The car's in your name, and two things can happen when they're in someone else's possession. They get a ticket for parking, which happened here, to the tune of $1,397. Or they run over 20 nuns, but the car's in your name. So both of you would end up being responsible for any damage he does with a car in your name, not just him. And you know there's no insurance on it, and you loan it to him. Have I got it right?
Yes.
Sounds
Your Honor.
awful when I put it that way, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, because your brain needs to engage before you act. Now, you have the car, and are you grateful?
I was grateful. I was
Okay.
grateful. Well,
and why can't you just keep taking the bus to work, like lots of people do?
I mean, I was trying to get on, you know, with my life, and I mean, just make more money.
Get on from what?
Well, just like so I could start saving up and maybe get myself my own car.
Okay.
Which is what happened. I ended up getting my own car.
Oh, sure you did. And in the
Yeah, I
meantime,
did.
you also racked how many parking tickets?
About like 8 to 9.
Okay. And they were to the tune of $1,397?
Well, yeah,
Yeah, see, here's the thing that I'm not understanding.
Yeah.
Okay? If I can't afford a car, and I can't afford insurance on a car, I try not to rack up $1,300 worth of parking tickets.
Yeah.
I'll walk another 2 blocks to my destination so that I don't get a parking ticket. Or I'll pay the meter so that I don't get a parking ticket. Or I'll pay what might have totaled to a couple $100 in parking fees so I don't get $1,300 worth of parking tickets.
Okay.
Does this need saying? Because it sounds like you're a guy who's not very grateful because you really didn't care, because you're not the one who would have to pay the parking tickets.
I mean, I was very grateful at the moment, but the whole thing was done very unprofessional. I own up to my mistakes.
Wait, what do you mean? No, you don't own up to your mistakes. I'm trying to understand how you take advantage of someone you've known since junior high school who couldn't be nicer to you, who did something no one else in your life was willing to do for you. Then you rack up all these tickets, and then you look at me and say, well, this was done unprofessionally. What part of it was done unprofessionally? Tell me.
Well, just like the whole, like, I mean, how we really, like, the whole situation.
Meaning?
Like, even me just asking for it, like, there should have probably been contracts. I should have Of course, I shouldn't have done that. Of course.
How is a piece of paper going to stop you from being a complete jerk?
I mean, yeah, I was a complete jerk. I mean,
Okay.
it's not going to stop me.
What's your defense? Because I'm having trouble sifting.
I mean, there's no defense. I'm owning up to it, but I don't think I should pay her for all of what she's asking for.
Okay, well, let's go over the tickets. According to you, it's $1,397 worth of tickets. Do you have proof of that?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
May I see the proof of that?
Yes.
Do you think you should pay the tickets you got?
I think I should pay the tickets I have. I think I should, but I don't think, I mean, I then got my car, gave her car back.
Oh, good for you. Your needs are met. How much did you pay for your car?
Like about $800.
Oh, okay. That's $800 that could have gone towards paying your tickets.
Yes.
Right. Impound fees. What ends up happening with your car? Oh, by the way, how long was he supposed to have your car?
He was supposed to have it for like a month.
And how long did he have your car?
3.5 months.
Okay, and why wouldn't you call the police and say the car, listen, I loaned this guy the car, he hasn't returned it, at this point it's stolen, I need you to help me retrieve the car. Why didn't you do that?
Because I was generous enough not to
No,
call
let me just say something, I want to say something. Let me tell you what generosity is. Generosity is spending every Saturday morning feeding the homeless. What you are is stupid. I need you to grasp that. Do you understand?
Yes,
You're
Your
picking up
Honor.
what I'm putting down here? Because that's not generosity. That's being a doormat and letting somebody walk all over you. Now, after 3.5 months, he returns the car, and what happens?
The car got impounded
When it was in your possession or when it was in his possession?
when it was in my
How long
possession.
had you had it before it got impounded?
I had it for 2 weeks.
Okay, now you knew that there were all these tickets. You had nowhere else to park it?
No.
Am I correct?
Yeah, you're correct.
Okay,
Your Honor.
so it gets impounded, and then what happens?
And then I have to pay all these fees.
Are you understanding now why you don't hand a car in your name to another human being?
Yes, Your Honor. I understand it really well.
So prove to me the amount that you're out because of the impound. And does she tell you how much total she is out because of your mistakes that you are, quote, owning up to?
Well, I mean, I found out about the tickets. Like, she had sent me a message over social media, and I responded, of course, and I did own up to it.
Wait, what does own up to it mean to you?
Well, I mean, I owned up to it. I mean,
What does
I
that
told
mean?
her the truth. Yes, that it happened.
Did you pay for it?
No, I didn't.
Oh, that's what owned up to it means.
Okay.
Yeah, because talk is cheap. She can't deposit your talk.
Yeah.
You see? So go ahead.
So a couple months passed. I see her at a party, at a friend's birthday party. Everything's fine.
He asked me, why are you here? That's the first thing he asked me.
And this friendship that you've had since junior high, that you're so close, how did it go during those months where there was radio silence?
It just went downhill, like, just really bad.
Well, I mean, after getting messages from her boyfriend threatening to come in to my house, beat me up.
Did he?
I mean, no, he didn't. But
Oh.
I mean, they kept on harassing me over social media. Which, I mean.
Why do you suppose that's the case?
Because I mean, I made a mistake. It was my fault.
So what'd you tell her at the party when she told you what she was out?
I actually just said hi. I apologized. I don't recall actually saying, "Why are you here?"
So when they ended up impounding the car, you now owe the impound fees and you're out the value of the car. That's why she's asking for what she's asking for. And you don't feel that you owe that. Why? Oh, and you're also asking for $1,500 in rental from October 14th to December 9th, which represents what? The weeks that he kept it beyond your permission?
Me and him made a verbal agreement saying that he's going to pay me more than $100 like every week. So I estimated around $115.
How do you come up with $115 when it's more than $100? And if it's more than $100, what did you never collect it during the time? Because it sounds like you were just loaning him your car. So how is it now that you're renting him your car?
I kept asking, like, he told me that he's going to pay me weekly. I have text messages about it.
Let me see the text messages,
Okay.
because were you supposed to be renting the car?
So what's the danger of loaning your car to a really good friend for a period of weeks? What's the danger?
The car may crash. Never gonna see your car again.
Okay, that's true. There's another danger. What's the danger?
Rack up some tickets.
You could rack up some tickets, and then it's on you. There's another danger. What is it? What if you get in an accident? Are you responsible as the owner of the car?
Yes, you are.
That's the big problem going inside the courtroom.
When are you going to pay me? I'm going to start paying you this week. Word. Okay, word. All right. But that doesn't tell me that it's a rental. That tells me that he owes you money, and he's cognizant that he owes you money. Now, according to you, she's suing you for $950 for the loss of her vehicle. Mm-hmm. What's your response to that?
I don't think I owe her all the money.
Why not?
Because I don't think the vehicle was even worth that much. I also, when I found out that she got the car towed, I already had my car for a couple of months, so she probably accumulated even more tickets after that. And then that's what and then I think before you get your car towed, you get a boot on your car.
No, it just got towed.
So
you draw that conclusion from your vast experience of ticket getting and car driving? All right. When did you return the car?
I don't recall.
In January, Your Honor. And all those tickets were accumulated through October until December 2016.
Wow, that is unbelievable. Can't afford a car, but you can afford $1,300 in parking tickets. And it's only $1,300 by ignoring them. That's how it becomes that way with the late fees and the... I'm finding in favor of the plaintiff based on what I heard. For the amount of the tickets, the amount of the impound fee, which is slightly less than what you're suing for. I don't know why there's a different figure there. The loss of the vehicle, okay. I don't think there's sufficient evidence of rental of the vehicle. I think that was a favor you were doing, just like you've always described it, and that I think at some point, you know, you're just angry that he didn't return it. Consider that your wake-up call about how you should conduct your adult affairs. I'm finding in your favor in the amount of $2,979.22. That's my verdict. Now own up to it.
So the plaintiff prevails. She gets almost $3,000. The defendant's just stepped out of the courtroom. How do you respond to all of this? I mean, you look terrible. It's terrible.
I mean, yeah, I did, and I mean, I was messy. I didn't own up to my stuff, but people make mistakes, right?
Are you claiming the fact you said you were in recovery during that period?
Yes, I was.
Do you think that was one of the reasons, the fact that you were high on drugs or booze or something, that all of this happened?
Yeah, I think so. I think that was definitely some of the reasons.
I just can't believe you accumulated all those tickets.
Yeah.
Did you realize what was going to happen, that the car would be impounded?
At the
or did
end,
you not know?
Well, I mean, I was just kind of like living in, I guess, a la-la land.
Dreamland?
Yeah.
La-la land?
But I know it was not. It definitely.
It's not a laughing matter. It cost you $3,000
yeah,
almost. You know?
I know.
Okay. The door is that way. Here comes the plaintiff. I don't know how you respond, but I must tell you, it's not often when someone has a judge look at you from the bench and say you're stupid. What did you think when she said that?
I mean, I felt like she was right. I was stupid for letting him lend my car. Like, you know, like knowing that he was on drugs and stuff. Like, you know, like,
yeah,
I shouldn't have done that.
You should have screamed bloody murder at some point. The car didn't come back. It's like you just didn't care, but you didn't even know what all was happening.
Another car, you know, that's why.
Oh, I know you have another car, but still. I think you learned a valuable lesson. At least I hope you did.
Yes, I definitely did.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Harvey, what do you think?
You know, Doug, this is insane. The defendant in this case could have killed somebody, and the plaintiff would be responsible as the owner of the car. You got to think about that when you loan your car out. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.